Hi everybody, I'm just going to show you how to prep an AEG before an airsoft game and just some things to keep in mind to keep your AEG running for a long time and to keep it clean. So first I'm just going to demonstrate with this AK-47 SEMA. With the gun, what I do is obviously always make sure your battery's charged. Fill the magazine all the way up with BBs. And put a little bit of silicone oil in it, just a quick spray into the chamber, just so that your BBs will end up feeding okay. Just doesn't take a whole lot, just a quick squirt. To load up an airsoft gun, it's actually quite easy. You'll just go ahead and pop this little top piece open, and then close that down. And then there's a little wind gear that sticks out right here. You'll just go ahead and wind that, and that'll feed the BBs right up into the gun. As far as how for this gun, in order to load the magazine, it's quite easy. There's a little lever right here you push down on, and then you just pop the mag out that way. To put it back in, you just put this little lip right here up underneath it and just click it in. Real easy to connect the battery. It's not that hard. There's a little lever right here you push in. This pops open. There will be a little battery in here that you can go ahead and then connect these two pieces right in here, and when they click, you'll just go ahead and then place the battery all the way in, make sure no cords are hanging out, and you just clamp that down. It's pretty easy. Other than that, once you have that all done, your gun is ready to go. Just some things to keep in mind when you are out on the field and you're using your AEG. If you notice your BBs are going too low or too high, there's a little lever on every airsoft game. It's your hop-up unit that you can move back and forth. On this gun, it's actually right inside this chamber that will allow you to adjust that so your BBs are going exactly where you want them to go. Really not that hard. One thing as well is never put your airsoft gun on the ground or ever just because it's an easy way for dirt to get kicked up and dirt to get inside this barrel. Obviously don't use it as a hiking stick, just kind of stating the obvious there. You could end up getting BBs jammed in it when it's trying to fire, and it's just obviously not going to work out too well. With my AEGs, I always keep them on full auto only, just because on semi-auto sometimes it's pretty common. This is actually with all AEGs, the gearboxes do lock up, and it is a pain to try to get that fixed. And then as far as safety goes, if I just don't want it firing, I'll just unplug the battery, or I just won't pull the trigger in an airsoft game. Just because mainly with a lot of the airsoft guns, these levers do get worn out quite easily, and it's just a pain in the butt to tighten on some of them. On the SEMAs, it's really not too bad. This gun does have a folding stock. They do have adjustable stocks for airsoft guns. This one's actually pretty easy. All you do is you just push down, and then you just fold it back into itself. It's quite easy, and if you want it out, obviously just go ahead and it'll just clip right into place. When you're out there on the field as well, you want to just also keep in mind that you're not firing it for more than about 2 to 3 seconds on full auto, just because you can end up rattling your gearbox and it's not the best for it. And obviously after about 2 to 3 seconds of full auto fire anyway, the guy's probably hit anyway. Other than that, when you go to put away your airsoft gun, what I like to do is first I'll go ahead and I'll tip the gun upside down so I don't lose any BBs. I'll take the mag out, and when you do that, you'll end up seeing some BBs here in your chamber. You'll just go ahead and then just tilt your gun with your palm down, and your BBs will just roll right out into your hand, and then you can just put them right back in your magazine for another time. If there's still a BB that's in your chamber, just go ahead and then just dry fire it out of your gun. I mean, it's not really an issue if it's in there, but I mean, it's just best to keep that clear. And then go ahead and put the magazine back in. After that, you'll go ahead and disconnect the battery by doing the same thing by taking this thing off. And then when doing that, you should obviously have a carrying case or some kind of tub that you can put this in, so you're not walking around public with it. You know, fold this back in if you need to, and then you can put that back in, you know, the way it needs to go. Obviously, as far as the MP5s, it's a little different. You're just going to want to go ahead and disconnect the battery from right here. This piece actually pops down and then comes out. And then the hop-up unit on this one is actually right here on the side. So, to move up and down, it's some pretty easy things. An airsoft gun isn't rocket science to try to get it all figured out to get it to work. But yeah, other than that, if you just keep those basic things in mind when you're using an airsoft gun. Also, another thing I think I forgot to mention is if anything is going wrong with your airsoft gun when you're out on the field, like it's just not shooting, you know, it's making some funky noises, immediately stop firing it, because the more you're probably trying to fire it or you're trying to push more BBs out of the barrel, you're going to be doing more damage to your rifle. So just immediately stop. And then either, you know, take a look at it, and the AKs, that's what I love about them, is they come with an unjamming rod. You can just make sure you're, you know, just take out the mag, push it down, make sure there's no BBs in the chamber. But yeah, other than that, just treat it good, and it'll treat you good while you're out in the field. Thanks.